Alright guys, I saw the original video, the one that happened 3 weeks ago with Logan Paul and all that, and then I saw his apology video. I saw this video already. I watched the entire thing. There's a lot of hate on it. I wanted to give my personal opinion. We're going to react to it together, and I just wanted to give my personal opinion about the whole entire situation and how I feel, because I did do a reaction to what happened originally. So I feel like it's only good that I continue the story and continue with my ideas and opinion on it. You feel me? So let's get into this video and see what actually happened, because it's a lot of dislikes on this video. Let me see how many dislikes. It is, I think it's like 1 million dislikes. It's crazy. It is, oh, not 1 million dislikes. It's almost 500,000 dislikes. So people are still hating on Logan Paul, man. So let me full screen this and let's go.
For 40 minutes, crying like a baby. Bikers, joggers, tourists, runners, they went by me. Police officers searching for suicidal people went by me twice. I'm standing at the ledge, leaning over the rail with tears flowing down to the waters. And I thought to myself, absolutely nobody cares. And then the voice in my head said, jump now, and I did. And the millisecond that my hands cleared the rail and my legs flew over it was an instant regret. The depression was wiped from my mind, and all I wanted to do was live, and I thought it's too late.
Kevin Hines was 19 when he jumped off the goal.
Yo, I think it's absolutely crazy. Like, it's interesting to me to see a survivor that talks about it, how after he did it, the second he did it, he regretted it, which is very interesting. I didn't know. I thought it was like, see, I didn't know. Well, I guess a lot of people really don't know what happens after, like the thoughts that go through people's head before and after they commit suicide. You know what I'm saying? So after he did it, to instantly regret it is like, wow. So it's just maybe like a phase or a thought that's in your mind that you just needed somebody by it. You know what I'm saying?
Golden Gate Bridge. He is one of the many incredible people that I've been grateful to meet over the past 3 weeks as I aim to further understand the complexities surrounding suicide. And I know I've made mistakes. I know I've let people down. But what happens when you're given an opportunity to help make a difference in the world?
The backlash against the social media star,
very popular guy called
Logan Paul is in some hot water.
He's a complete and utter insensitive idiot.
Taking a break from daily vlogging.
Even he says his latest content was his biggest mistake.
I want to apologize to the victim and his family.
It's time to learn from the past as they get better and grow as a human.
And I know this dude made mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Everybody makes mistakes. I think the bad thing about this is he did it on such a large platform, and I don't understand why he's getting so continually so much hate. I know it's some people out there that are going to be like, oh, I personally have been affected by this, and I understand exactly where you're coming from, but this dude made a mistake. All of us make mistakes, and the fact that a lot of people are still not forgiving him for what they did, for what he did, is absolutely crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Because if you were in this situation, maybe not this specific situation, but if you made a mistake, you would want to be forgiven the same way. You know what I'm saying? So it just absolutely blows me that you can't just like, oh, this dude's what, 22? He still has a lot of life to live. Me, I'm young as well. I don't know everything. I don't know, I might offend some people. I'm going to say apology, I'm sorry, I messed up. You know what I'm saying? So, to hold it against them, I know the suicide, it was dumb. We all know it was dumb, but like, I just, you know, people need to forgive this dude, you know what I'm saying? And the fact, hold on, let's continue this and I got something else to say.
I'm here to have a hard conversation so that those who are suffering can have easier ones.
So I've never been so humbled in my life by a single event.
Were you kind of shocked by it?
I was shocked to discover just how big this is.
You've never known anybody that killed themselves?
No,
he didn't even know.
That was part of the problem. It's just my ignorance on the subject.
But in Ohio, where you come from, It's the second leading cause of death.
And I know while I'm not able to solve the problem by myself, I want to be a part of the solution. And that solution began across the country in New York City. We sat down with Dr. John Draper, director of the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline.
We have to change the conversation publicly from just focusing on suicide and how something bad is happening and say, well, what do we do about it? Help people understand that the first thing they need to do is reach out and talk to somebody when they're feeling in despair. Because you're not alone with it anymore. They've done studies with people who are experiencing any kind of pain, including hanging off a cliff. You can hold on a lot longer if somebody is right there with you.
And the fact that he actually went out and did all this research, like took a break from YouTube, went through 3 weeks of just studying and figuring out what it is, like, you gotta applaud the man for that. You can't be hating on a dude that is willing to right his wrongs, one, and then actually go out and understand what he did. You know what I'm saying? That absolutely blows me. And then to top it off, people are like, oh, go kill yourself. Like, you're worse than he is. You know what I'm saying? You're bullying saying, oh, go kill yourself. If he were the one to commit suicide, you know what I'm saying, you're not going to be looked at bad. But you were the one in the situation to get him to that point. You know what I'm saying? So if this dude ends up, oh, committing suicide off you saying, oh, go kill yourself, you're no better. You're worse. You know what I'm saying? So, the hate. It's just, everybody makes mistakes. We need to learn how to forgive. You know what I'm saying?
I think as a society, as human beings, we just have to be more compassionate. And that includes me too. That's something I'm learning along this journey. And something else that Dr. Draper told me were the 5 steps that anyone can take to help prevent suicide. Step 1 is simply just ask. Ask yourself, ask others, are you thinking about suicide? And I know that sounds like a daunting question, but literally that question can save lives. And step 2, accordingly, would be just to listen. Be present, don't make any judgments, and then step 3 would be there for them, even after you've already asked, because dependability is key. Step 4 is then help them connect, whether it's with a friend, a family member, a local suicide hotline, therapist, but help them reach out to someone so they don't have to deal with this alone. Lastly, step 5 is just check in on them, show them that you care, call them up, say, hey, I want to make sure you're okay, can I check in with you over the next few days?
So one of the things that is so important about reducing stigma is getting stories out there about people positively coping with suicide.
Do you guys know anyone I could talk to with the lived experience of suicide?
Absolutely. We have quite a number of people that we could refer over to. Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
And that's how we got introduced to Kevin Hines. 17 years ago, Kevin jumped off of the Golden Gate Bridge and survived.
These are individuals whose stories, when people hear them, they say, you know, maybe I can get through. As opposed to hearing stories when people haven't. And those are, unfortunately, those are the stories that we've heard before. Now we're hearing more and more stories of people being more open about it. As I was saying before, Logan, for every one person that dies by suicide, there's 287 other people that think seriously about it but don't. Those are stories, again, that have not been told. If we told those stories of people who got through it as opposed to one who didn't, imagine what kind of influence that would have on people's behavior.
When I found out that 1 in 6 high school kids seriously think about suicide, that's stunning.
Yeah.
This is such a common problem.
Logan, all I wanted was for one person to look me in my eyes and say, hey, kid, are you okay? I am so grateful to be alive. And I'm grateful today for every millisecond I get to breathe. Because it was almost all ripped from me by me.
What's one thing you would have said to your younger self? To the Kevin who is 19, sitting on the bus, if you were next to you, and instead of the guy who pointed and laughed, what would you say?
I would just put my hand on the I would just put my hand on my shoulder and I would just say, I'm here for you. I got you. We need to be a society that comes together for every person in the community that's going through hell. And in order to do that, every person that's going through hell, whatever hell, has to be honest about their pain. And if they're going to be honest about their pain, we are going to collectively answer the call and be there for that individual. Because if you don't see beauty in the next person you meet, you're not looking hard enough.
You're incredible, dude. This is an honor for me.
It's an honor for me too, brother.
From this point on, I want to make an effort to contribute and immerse myself.
You can see the fact that Logan Paul has truly grown from the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can just see it in his mannerism, his tone, and everything. It looks like he takes things a lot more seriously now. Like, I don't know what the future of his channel is going to hold. I don't know if he's going to quit YouTube, because I've noticed he hasn't been posting as often as he usually did, because he said he had this post, and he hasn't posted since. So I don't know if he's gonna quit YouTube. I don't know if he's gonna change the channel, what he does on YouTube, but it really looks like he's grown from the situation. A lot of times it's always these, like in movies, stories and stuff like that, it's always that coming of age moment. Like, he's still young, he still has a lot to learn and a lot to grow from, and this, I feel, was his learning opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So, don't hate on the kid, you know?
In the conversation, so I'm pledging to donate $1 million to various suicide prevention organizations.
And he donated $1 million. $1 million. So he's definitely putting his money where his mouth is. That's dope, yeah.
With the first $250,000 going immediately to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, so they can increase their capacity to help those in need. For anyone watching, I want you to know you are not alone, and most of the time, crisis passes. So if you or anyone you know feels alone or trapped, I encourage anyone to call or even text the suicide or crisis hotline. Both of those numbers are below, and although this is a tough conversation, it's important because things can and will get better.
So, basically this video is going to be, it was a mixture of my opinion, how I feel about this situation, how it's a lot of people still hating on it, you know what I'm saying? And the video is about compassion, showing people you care and stuff like that. So, I want people to, just like he says in this video, reach out to somebody, help somebody out, you know what I'm saying? Show somebody you care, just like in this video. Use this as a learning opportunity. Don't use it for hate. Don't use it to get angry. Use it as a learning opportunity, and use it for yourself to grow as well. Learn from his mistakes, what he did, and learn about this, you know, because this is a big issue that a lot of people are having, and it's because there's no one there. There's a lot of hatred going around, just like that's being spread in this video.
It's time to start a new chapter in my life as I continue to educate both myself and others on suicide. I'm humbled and thankful to say this is just the beginning.
So yeah, that makes me wonder, is he gonna he said a new chapter, so it makes me think maybe he's gonna quit YouTube and maybe start a fund, maybe do like be like a public speaker, speaking out on a subject like this. It's interesting how he turned negative into a good. I was reading a book, basically. It's not what happens through your chapters, it's how you end it. So it looks great that he's ending it this way, even though the chapters midway through maybe got a little bit muddy. The 12th chapter was a little dark, but the 13th chapter and how he's gonna end it looks absolutely dope, and that's what you look forward to. You want to see a dope ending. All is well that ends well. But this video was definitely dope. Shout out Logan Paul. Mad support, mad respect for you, man, bro. And there go the suicide hotline. So if anybody needs it, anybody needs help or anything like that, make sure you call that number, because you are not alone. You know what? You can even reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? If you're going through something, DM me on Instagram, DM me on Twitter. I would definitely help you out. I love talking to my subscribers and my loyal fans. But that's gonna wrap it up for the video. Just basically giving my opinion on the situation. So yeah, leave it down in the comments below what you think. Also hit that sub button, and that's gonna wrap it up. It's been your boy, Blessed Applesauce. Stay blessed, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.
Greatness, nigga, this greatness. You knew better, you would do better. All these motherfuckers stealing my flows on the song, Lord knows I'm a trendsetter. I'm a neighborhood dope dealer.